Jaya Bhuta Chandra Jaya Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We will continue reading in this chapter 26, the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. The missionary goal of a devotee is to convert simply one person into a pure devotee. Then the devotee's admission to the spiritual kingdom is guaranteed. In these two sentences, there is an ocean hidden. In order to give something to someone, first we have to have it ourselves. If I have 100 rupees in my pocket, and if somebody asks for 10,000 rupees, will I be able to give it? No. But if I have 10,000 rupees with me, all my savings 10,000, and if somebody comes and says, can you give me 10 rupees, 100 rupees, or 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, is it possible? Yes, because I have it. Missionary goal of a devotee is to convert simply one person into a pure devotee. We can only give something to someone what we have. So if we are pure devotees, only then we will be able to, with our association, with whatever, then we can help someone to become a devotee. Actually, to understand it, the proper understanding is we don't have any ability or any qualification to make anybody a devotee. Leave aside pure devotee. It is only and only by the causeless mercy of the bona fide spiritual master and the grace and mercy of the Lord, the Supreme Lord, and all the blessings of the Vaishnavas. Without the blessings of the Vaishnavas, we will not be able to get the mercy of the spiritual master. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, we cannot get the mercy of the Lord. Without the mercy of the Lord, we cannot get the association of the Vaishnavas and spiritual masters. So it is like a cycle, it's a circle, full circle. So therefore, we should know that all of these aspects are equally important. We cannot offend the Vaishnavas and say that we will serve our spiritual master very nicely. No, will not. If the Vaishnavas are offended, spiritual master will not be pleased because Vaishnavas are dear to Krishna. Spiritual master is dear to Krishna. If we offend spiritual master and we think that we are going to serve the Lord very nicely, the Lord will not be happy. In a family of 4 persons, father, mother, there is a daughter and there is a son. And the son is very small. And the neighbors, they love the daughter very much. Or they love the son very much because he's small. But with the daughter, they are very arrogant and they don't behave nicely. The parents will not be pleased. The parents will not trust that neighbor because they are giving good attention to their son because he's small, but with the daughter, they're very arrogant, they are rude, they are disrespectful. So just like that, the Lord is pleased when the spiritual master is pleased as well as the Vaishnavas are pleased. And when they are all pleased, that is when by the grace and mercy, blessings of spiritual master and the Lord, one becomes a pure devotee eventually. In fact, one who is following the instructions of the spiritual master sincerely is to be considered a pure devotee. If somebody is really in their heart, mind, bodies, actions, words, in every way, if they are really becoming the bona fide representative of the spiritual master, such a person should be considered a pure devotee. And even if there are faults in such a devotee, then we should understand that the fault lies in our eyes. Because this devotee has surrendered their entire life and soul at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and his bona fide representative. Therefore, whatever faults are there over a period of time, whenever Guru Krishna wants, everything for a pure devotee, they are personally orchestrated by the Lord, by the spiritual master. Anything that happens in their life is actually happening by their um, planning. Their means Guru and Krishna's planning. So, if we see fault in such a person, we know that this person is sincere, then we should chastise ourselves, because pure devotee can never have any fault. Even if um, once Gadadhar Pandit, uh, Gadadhar Pandit, is everyone aware who is Gadadhar Pandit? Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani, incarnation of Srimati Radharani in Gaur Leela. So Srimit and Gadadhar Pandit wanted to get initiated from a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Um, so at that time, Gadadhar Pandit was considering, and while all this was happening, um, Mukunda Datta. So at that time, during that time, Gadadhar Pandit happened to come across um, another devotee, Jagadananda Pandit, who is, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So Gadadhar Pandit comes across Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Gadadhar Pandit started thinking that this Pundarik Vidyanidhi, um, he's, how is he a devotee? Because he's always um, dressed very nicely in silk clothes and always applying some nice perfume, and he's always decorated himself with, and he's always completely absorbed in decorating himself all the time. So this looks very, he looks very materialistic. He's very rich, very opulent person, very wealthy person, and he spends so much only in his own shringar. So Gadadhar Pandit was thinking like that. And Mukunda Datta, um, so Mahaprabhu is, of course, the Supreme Lord himself, understanding the heart of everyone. Uh, and this Pundarik Vidyanidhi is also devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is also devotee of Krishna, and associate of Mahaprabhu. So obviously they are all orchestrated by the Supreme Lord, and it is all Leela. But we should, so going back to the this Leela, this pastime. So now Gadadhar Pandit starts thinking that this person looks very materialistic. Inside, Gadadhar Pandit did not say this to anybody. Gadadhar Pandit only thought about this in his mind, in his thoughts. But Mahaprabhu, understanding this, sends Mukunda Datta that you go and take Pundarik Vidyanidhi with you to meet Gadadhar. Okay. So Mukunda Datta goes, takes Pundarik Vidyanidhi to Gadadhar Pandit, and no, it's opposite. Takes Gadadhar Pandit to meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi at his house. And there, when Gadadhar Pandit enters, he sees that, oh, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is, lying down in a nice divan, and nicely lying down. He's eating some fruits and relishing some fruits. And then he has some nice this flower garlands tied in his hands. So he's taking this nice, refreshing smell of the fragrance of the flowers. And he has put nice perfume on his body, so that fragrance is also coming. So Gadadhar Pandit sees and thinks, oh, he's completely absorbed in materialism. And at that time, Mukunda Datta starts reciting a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Um, Aho Bakiyam Stana Kalaputam. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. And as soon as Mukunda Datta starts reciting this verse, Pundarik Vidyanidhi forgets everything and suddenly starts behaving like a mad person. He starts tearing off his clothes. He starts tearing off all the garlands, starts pulling his hair. He goes mad. He starts scratching on the ground. He starts crying. He starts crying profusely. Completely mad person. In one moment, he completely becomes a mad person. And seeing this, Gadadhar Pandit understands that this Pundarik Vidyanidhi is a great devotee of the Lord, is a pure devotee of the Lord, and and just because his devotion is so pure and he's so absorbed in the Lord that if he remembers the Lord, he will not be able to maintain his very body and life and soul, because he will not be able to stay in that form, and he will not be able to do the services. Therefore, in order to do the services that are expected from him by the Supreme Lord, to maintain his life, very life, he tries to divert his mind by doing all these things. Wearing some garland here, putting some perfume, wearing nice clothes, all ironed silk clothes, this, that, nicely combing his hair, putting nice oil. All this is just a way to deviate himself in order to perform his services. And Gadadhar Pandit immediately realizes what a great offense he has committed mentally at the lotus feet of this great unalloyed devotee. So that ways we can never understand from the externals who is a pure devotee. But and we don't even need to judge whether somebody is a pure devotee or not. This is not our business. Our business is, if somebody is a devotee, we must respect, because that person is a Vaishnav. That person is a devotee of Lord Krishna, is Mahaprabhu's follower, is chanting rounds, is following sincerely spiritual master's orders. Whatever it is, we must respect, because they have taken shelter of the Lord. They have taken shelter of this bona fide parampara. And we should ourselves focus on being a pure devotee. So if we become a devotee, then when we become purity is the force. Srila Prabhupada used to bang this thing again and again, just like a judge sitting on that platform has this hammer and says, order, order, order. So Srila Prabhupada has done that come again and again, that purity is the force, purity is the force. So the more pure we become, Krishna will empower our words. Krishna will empower us with the ability to, to attract someone towards Krishna. The purpose is not that others should get attracted to me. Others should not get attracted to what I am doing. I am so great. No, that is not the purpose. A devotee never wants to attract any attention upon themselves. The devotee wants that through them, let them become an instrument. Let me become an instrument so that others can get inspired and their hearts can get attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna, not to me, to what I am doing, not that I am some great thing. No. So, therefore, purity is the force, and we have to try to become pure internally, externally, through our sadhana, through our thoughts, whatever we are doing when we are alone and nobody is watching. Krishna is always watching. Spiritual master is always watching. It is only us who forget about it. Even in our mind, the thoughts that are coming, Krishna is the second bird sitting on that same branch. So whatever the first bird is doing, that is us. Whatever the first bird is doing, thinking, the second bird, that is Krishna, is completely aware. Therefore, we cannot hide even our thoughts from Krishna. So what we are doing when we are alone, what we are thinking when we are alone, how we are responding to various things that are happening in our life, in our mind. Maybe externally we are not showing any reactions or response, but internally we have something going on. Krishna is aware of everything. Guru is aware of everything. So therefore, we have to become pure internally and externally. And when we put our sincere efforts, then by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, that purity will start um, em- or whether that purity or that empowerment, that mercy will start showing through us. We will become the instrument. Then Krishna and Guru will use us as an instrument to bring someone into Krishna consciousness, to make someone progress in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is so kind that he does not want to take any credit on himself. A devotee is so kind, so humble that they never want to take any credit for themselves. So Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has given the credit to Gopinath Acharya that it is because of your prayers that the Supreme Lord has shown this mercy on Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Similarly, here also, missionary goal of devotees to convert simply one person into a pure devotee. Nobody other than the Lord and Guru has this power to convert someone into a pure devotee. But when a sincere disciple puts their efforts, that is when they give that mercy. They shower that mercy, and through that mercy, this devotee becomes an instrument. So Krishna wants to give credit to his devotees. Krishna wants to simply glorify his devotees. This is the mood of Krishna. And the same mood is the mood of all the pure devotees. They never want to take any credit upon themselves. They simply want to give credit to others, to Krishna, to others, to the spiritual master. And it is true. It is the credit belongs to them. It does not belong to us. And when this happens, that by their mercy, if we become an instrument to bring somebody into Krishna consciousness and they become pure devotees, then our admission to the spiritual kingdom is guaranteed. The Lord was so much pleased with Bhattacharya that he began to bless him repeatedly. Dear Bhattacharya, now you are a completely pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And Krishna is now very much pleased with you. From today, you are free from the contamination of this material body and the entanglement under the spell of the material energy. You are now fit to go back to Godhead, back home. The Lord then cited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.42, which we, Krishna willing, see tomorrow. So thank you very much, devotees, for your kind association. And my apologies for being late today. I hope this was understandable what we discussed today. We'll continue reading tomorrow, Krishna willing. Vanchakalpatruvyascha kripa sindhuvya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्रीमद श्रीला जय प्रकाश स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। साई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Shri Shama Karunamai Mata